Okay, so tonight we're just gonna get real and raw tonight. I don't expect to be on for an hour. I kind of just wanna, like I said, I just want to get real and raw with you guys. This is something that is always. It doesn't matter whether it's this business. It doesn't matter what you do, who you are, whatever it is. Life happens, slaps you in the face, like sometimes, bad things happen to good people, unfortunately. So, and in this business, we are our own bosses, and being your own boss can be a blessing and a sin, because if you're not self-disciplined, or you don't choose to be, or you don't work towards being self-disciplined, this business can be very, very, very hard. But it takes 21 days to make something a habit. So once you make something a habit and you have a really strong why and you believe in yourself and you find that inspiration, it's virtually you go being limitless in this, right? So tonight I asked Janie to get on, and Janie's so awesome. Janie, you're awesome. I'm gonna unmute you, and I like preach to you guys all the time. I went live today in 10Xers, kind of just getting raw and giving tough love too, but we all need it, and I also want you guys to know that you're not alone either. And some people I may have never spoken a word to, but we're all here for each other, and this business brings more than just an income. It brings a family and support. So basically, like I named the Zoom, it's just when life hits and you trying to continue and work your business, because it gets freaking hard. And I'm gonna be honest, I see so many people who as soon as something happens in their life, and I'm not saying you're not, what's the word? I don't know. I'm trying to say, like, we get it. Like when life hits, you do have to sometimes take a step back, but instead of quitting and giving up and just putting this in the back burner and putting your dreams, and your goals in the back burner, I want y'all to know again that it is way more than just that extra income. It is for your future. It's to help you, again, be accountable and have that inspiration and keep that drive. And, if you haven't heard this already, which I'm sure most of you have, this business is a self-development course with a compensation plan attached to it. And I know many, many, many of you understand that, but many of you may not, because you might be new, but that's exactly what this is, So your paycheck will never exceed your mindset. And so, yeah. Okay. Janie, I'm unmuting you. Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
I know you said I didn't have to get too detailed, but I want to, because I feel I've felt like God has been, kind of using my struggle to potentially, reach people and inspire them, or maybe even just, help them. But I can't cry because I just got my lashes done, and if they get wet, the glue is going to come off and they're going to look like shit, and I just spent $120 on them, so I can't cry. So I'm going to stay the strongest I can during this Zoom. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Janie. I'm 22. I'm graduating college in 32 days. I joined this business in June of 2017, so it's been almost 2 years now, which is crazy. Double diamond. Yeah, a little bit of background on me. So I am beyond blessed. I live a great life. Very blessed. I have a sister. I have a niece and nephew. I have no student loan debt. I have an amazing boyfriend, but my life is not always sunshine and rainbows. So when I was 7, I lost my dad to addiction and suicide. And so my mom raised me and my sister by herself. And a couple of years ago, I found out that my mom is also an addict. Gotta stay strong. So an addict to alcohol. So, through these past, 3 years, it's just been a roller coaster. There's been days and months where she's been sober. There's been times where she's relapsed. We brought her to the hospital. When she got back that night, she relapsed again. So it's just been a roller coaster and a half, to say the least. And she had been sober for a year, like an entire year, from February of 2018 all up until all up until a couple days ago. She relapsed again after an entire year. And it was something that me and my family just did not see coming, considering she had been sober for an entire year. We thought that she had it under control. She could do it. She had all the support she needed. Nothing was going wrong in her life. And it was just, like Emily said, like, life just slaps you in the face. And it was really hard, and it's still really hard, because it's like, after all this time, we thought she had it, and now, like, I just have to have more faith. But it's just like, I could have let, like, everything that's happened to me, and I could have let this past thing that happened to me a couple of days ago kind of slow me down in my business, but I didn't. I literally, when I was in the hospital with her, I signed 120s every single day I was in there, because my goal of triple diamond is not going to happen if I slow down. And if you were at a 9 to 5, you wouldn't have been able to take off that time to spend with your family. Not saying that you have to quit your 9 to 5 or whatever, but with this business, like, I did have to miss school, but, I was actually able to still work from the hospital. I was able to sign up people even when I was feeling like complete shit. I was crying when I was messaging, crying when I was signing people up, crying when I was following people, but I had to do it, because otherwise I'm literally going to just screw myself up in the future, because I just signed a lease to an apartment where my bills are going to be close to $2,000 a month. And so if I decided to stop now, when I move into that apartment, I'm going to be screwed. My goals, my triple diamond goals, my goals for my apartment, my goals to pay off my car by the end of this year, like, they're not, like, nothing's going to happen and nothing's going to change. And it's so easy to get to lose momentum, but it's so hard to gain it back. So once you get that momentum, if you stop that momentum and you stop working your business every day and you stop, being on fire every day, then you're only going to screw yourself up in the future. And I literally just saw, like, my highest ever with It Works, like, ever, considering everything that's going on, considering I'm in school full-time, basically working a full-time job, because student teaching is a full-time job. You just don't get paid for it. And it's just, like, I hear all the time, like, especially my new distributors will say, well, oh, like, like, my baby's sick, or, my grandma's in the hospital. Like, I get it. And, like, it's important to be with your family, and it's important to grieve, and it's important to process your emotions, but you can't put this business on standby, because you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt your business, and you're not going to reach your goals, and it's only going to hurt you in the long run. So remember to work based on what you want, not based on how you feel. Because in that hospital, I was feeling shitty. I was feeling depressed. I was feeling broken. I was feeling helpless. I was like, how could this have happened after an entire year? Like, how could this happen? But people were still blowing up my phone. I was still messaging. I was still working my business. Did I want to? No. But I knew that I needed to if I wanted to reach my goals.
I love that. And I'm sure, like, a huge reason why you even started this business in some way, shape, or form, it's for your family. One of your whys, obviously for yourself, but once you start seeing more of a vision and being more inspired, you realize like what more you can do, so I see so many people who come into this business who have these dreams and these goals, and 9 times out of 10, the reason why they quit and they give up is because they're using their why as an excuse to quit and give up. You want more time with your family, or your spouse, or you need more money for them, but you say, well, I can't keep paying the $20 e-suite, because I'm broke. But you started to make money. So let's figure out a way around that, because it is, we can figure a way around it. Don't use your why to hold you back and make you stop what you're going for, or sometimes I get people, well, I'm working all the time. I'm on my phone all the time. Like my family, my spouse is telling me like I'm on it too much, like blah, blah, blah. Like you join this business to have more time with them, right? So what are you saying to them? And that's something that's huge too. So it's the same thing with talking to potentials. Like, are you telling your friends and your family, look, I know I'm working 24/7, but I want this so I can give you more. I want this so I can provide more, right? You got to sell this business to your loved ones just like we have to our potentials, right? That's just how it is. And eventually they'll come along and they'll support you. And if they don't, maybe then whatever, because you're doing this for you. I love that so much. You're so strong, Janie.
Thank you.
I mean, do you have anything else to say? I know you have to go too. So.
Oh, no, I don't have to go. But I did want to say like a little touch on something. Like when I joined for me, and that's pretty much why everyone joins, I guess. And I joined for extra cash. I'm still in college, but I was in college, broke, couldn't pay for gas, was relying on other people for money. I hate that feeling. I hate relying on other people for money. And I couldn't even afford like Fat Fighters. Like seriously, you can ask Elisa. She followed up with me like 10 times and I just didn't have the money. Okay, bye. That was $1. But, she always says that because when I signed up with her, like, I was like, oh, I got to go get a Diet Coke first.
So funny.
But like I joined for myself, but once I started seeing like the money that you could actually make with this company, and I got like my first Ruby check and then Emerald and then Diamond, and I was like, I can actually make 4 figures a month from my phone. Like what? And so like, my brother-in-law deployed to Korea this past September. And so my sister's alone at home with her babies, and she stays home with them, so she doesn't have to put them through daycare. She doesn't really trust anyone. And so, she doesn't really have an income right now. So, because of this business, I was able to sign her up as a distributor. She's going to go Diamond this month, and I'm able to help her get that extra cash. And it's like, I could use the excuse of like, I have all these family problems and, I can't do this business because I need to be there for my family, but like, I have to do this business so I can be there for my family. Mm-hmm. So I think that just goes along again with, not using your why as your excuse.
Yeah, I love that. So, I mean, I talked about this on my live today, but sometimes we all need that raw, tough love, and like sometimes I even need it. I'm not perfect, and we all go through ups and downs. I talk about and embrace how I have fades of anxiety and depression. Sometimes this smacks me in the face. Other days, like I feel great, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So that's why I talk about it, because, like it doesn't matter that I'm an ambassador Diamond. Like a rank is only a rank, right? That doesn't matter. Like I'm still a human. I still am a shit show, excuse my language sometimes. Like I embrace that, right? That's like my favorite word. I want to get it like tattooed on my forehead. Just like embrace it. I have people who give me like excuses, or like they give me like the tiniest excuse of like, I don't know, having ADHD for some reason. Like, so do I. Who cares? Embrace it. Like, be a mess. Like, I'm a mess all the time. So what? Like, you don't need to be perfect, you know? Like, and it's crazy because the most successful people in this world are the people who have gone through the most, right? Like, they've gone through that. So instead of using what you're going through or the hardships or your circumstances as an excuse as to why you can't do something, use it to drive you, right? Use it to know that, because like I can talk about so many things. I talk about my upbringing, how, you know, I was a pleasant surprise in my family. So my sister and I are 10 years apart, and my brother and I are 15 years apart. And my parents, you know, relationships started going downhill when I was born. So we moved out of the house when I was like 3 or 4. I bounced around apartments my whole life. You know, my siblings got all the vacays, the fun stuff, and I didn't really get that much. Not saying that I wanted it per se, but the struggle got me to exactly where I am today. If I didn't have anxiety, if I didn't have depression, if my parents didn't, not saying that if they didn't go through that, but if they didn't push through that, you know, they could have let me go, right? But they didn't. They went through it, and they were parents, and I love them for that. But I truly do not believe that if I didn't go through or am going through what I'm going through today, I would never be able to help you guys get through that, or like help people in general. Do you get it? You get what I'm saying? You get the vibe? So, you know, if you're connecting in some way, shape, or form, I'm giving you a virtual hug right now, because you're not alone. You're not alone, right? So, like I tell people all the time, this business, like I'm very blessed to have my enroller, not anymore, but you know, she was living near me, and we met up like all the time, and we became best friends. And then I met other people through that, and then everyone moved, and that was great because I was in that environment that kept me inspired, you know. But now like they all moved, right? So I tell people all the time, like, get on Zooms with people, connect with people, reach out to people, you can comment and be obsessed or be average. There's thousands of people in there. See who lives in your area. You know, connect and find a friend with the same mindset, because you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. Think about it. Think about the 5 people that you hang with, right? Do you want to be in their footsteps? Do they inspire you? Because if they don't, it's gonna be pretty difficult when they want to go out on a weekend, but you want to promote, right? But if you have like-minded friends who want to push you and inspire you, it's going to be a lot easier. You get what I'm saying? You get it? Awesome. Okay, so again, I don't want to stay on here all night, but if anyone has any questions, if you guys want me to like preach about something, if you want me to talk about something, I'm very open to anything. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for what's going on and the momentum, and yeah, busy schedules. So, Janie, do you want to emphasize a little bit on like your schedule? Because I know like you're in school, and I called you today and you're like, I'm driving the kids right now, or I'm about to drive the kids. And I'm like, you babysit? Like what? I'm so confused. Or like you're driving kids or something. I don't know. Hold on. Did I mute you? I muted you.
No, yeah. I was dropping off my kids from like, by dropping off, I meant like walking them from my classroom to the music classroom.
Oh.
No, I'm I'm a 3rd grade student teacher right now. Yeah. So they had to go from like my classroom to their like exploratories.
Like I don't know. I mean, regardless, like you have a crazy schedule. That's like,
I don't want to seem like I'm like this, like, you know, like, oh, look at Janie. Like, you know, she goes through so many hard things. She has this busy schedule. Like, I don't want people to like think that. Like, I just want to like, I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk. I can just talk about a busy sketch.
I mean, I want to talk about it, but I just don't want people to think that of me.
You're gonna help. I'm sure
so,
so
like,
many people relate to you. You know what I'm saying?
what?
I said I'm sure so many people relate to you. You know?
So, number one, if you have a busy schedule, I get it. And I get that it's really hard to figure out like what works for you, but you have to figure out what works for you. So, if that means getting up an extra hour early, I know it may suck, but I don't know where I heard this. I think it probably was from Ashley Mayfield, because this is a very Ashley Mayfield thing. She was like, oh God, I just lost it. Oh yeah. Like when you promote at the end of the month and you see like triple diamond, presidential, whatever you're working for, you're not going to be like, damn, I really wish I would have got that extra hour of sleep on Monday or on Tuesday, April 9th. Dang. Like that really sucked when I didn't get that extra hour of sleep. You're going to be like, no, hell yeah, I'm a triple diamond. I'm going to get a 5-figure paycheck. I'm going to be able to pay off my student loans. Like, you're going to feel on top of the world, and all those sacrifices, that blood, sweat, and tears is going to be so worth it to you. So you just need to remember the bigger picture, kind of when you are in the midst of your busy schedule, in the midst of your crazy chaotic days. So for me, kind of just fitting my business into like 10-minute increments. So like in the morning, hopping on that power hour. So for me, those power hours is 4:15 in the morning. So I typically hop on them around like 5 my time, because that's just crazy early for me to get everything done. But I'm still hopping on them, and then after that power hour is done, I am doing like another one. So like during that time, I'm doing my following, my unfollowing, my messaging. Well, my unsend resends I typically do in the morning. And then kind of just like answering people, posting on my story. And then, I can't touch my phone from 8 to about like 11. And then I have like an hour break for my lunch and my plan period. So I have like an hour, and during that time, I still don't really have a break. I'm making copies, I'm lesson planning, I'm, preparing stuff. It's not like it's technically a break. Teachers don't really ever get a break. I'm sure Amy can relate to that. But, and then just, if I have maybe an extra 2 minutes, running to the bathroom, follow, or I'll pound out like 20 unsend resends, and just really being intentional with your time. And then, when you get in your car to leave work or to leave school or whatever, you can sit there for an extra 10 or 15 minutes, and you can follow, and you can message, and you can post on your story, and you can use that time. And then when you get home, do it again. So that's when I get home, I do it again. I do my 20 or 30-minute workout, and then I'm working my business for a straight hour. Then I'll do whatever I need to do, such as like dishes, laundry, homework, whatever I need to do. And then I'm working my business again before I go to bed. So you may think that you don't have time, but you truly don't have time to not have time for this business, if that makes any sense at all.
I love that.
Like, you don't have time to not have time. Because you join this business because you want time and you want freedom. So you need to work now to get that later.
I love that. And
I don't know what else I was going to say, but
it's funny because like I have so many people who like I'll say that to, I have the same spiel, except like with my schedule or how like my schedule was or whatever. But it's crazy because guys, life never slows down. Like that's like the silly part of it. People say, I'm gonna wait, or like finals are almost over, or like work is gonna slow down. I'm like, oh yeah, then something else is gonna speed up. Like life is life. I don't think when my house is like financially like perfectly clean, I don't think it stays clean for more than like literally 2 minutes. Like it just never stops, right? So like not having enough time or like finding more time or time management, like that's not a thing, because it just doesn't exist. I do this full time now, and I could sit here at my desk and still not have enough time, but I make the best time out of the small time that I have. And that's with being intentional, just like Janie said. But it's also funny because I'll tell people this, or even listening to you, you're like, I'll go to the bathroom and I'll like follow. Some people look at me like I'm freaking crazy. And I'm like, 'cause I am. Like, this business is not for normal people. Like, I cannot tell my paycheck to anyone who is normal or not crazy. Like, they would look at me and be like, yeah, right. Or if I told someone, even I tell my mom, like, Mom, I'm going to make $1 million a month. Like, I'm going to do it. Like, she's going to be like, what? Sure, cool. And like, look at me like I'm insane. Like, because you can't tell a small-minded person something like that. Like, embrace the crazy, because what we do isn't normal. Like I said, it's not normal. It's not normal to be able to invite every single person in my downline who promotes to triple by June and pay for you guys to go to Punta Cana, however you freaking pronounce it. I don't even know because I've never been. Pay for all of you to go to exclusive whatever. Like, that's not normal. That's freaking crazy. But I want to do crazy stuff because it's freaking awesome, right? So again, be like, choose crazy, choose being not normal, choose being not average, because it's not fun. Were you going to say something, Janie?
Yeah, I was wanted to go over like prioritizing. So like you said, like your house doesn't stay clean for 2 seconds. Like, I can relate to that so hard. Like, if I like showed you like around my apartment, you'd be like, what the hell? Like, I mean, thank God I live alone, because like no roommate would be able to deal with me, because I cannot keep anything clean. Because, you know, like if I can push laundry out for a day and spend more time messaging, then I'm gonna do it. I just kind of wait until, you know, like maybe I don't have clean underwear or whatever. Or, you know, when I know the month when I was going double, I sent Brittany a picture of my sink. My dishes were like, oh, like so freaking high, like not to the ceiling. But I mean, it's just like, you have to be willing to accept like that, you know, your apartment or your house or whatever is not always going to be clean. That stuff can wait. You need to make your business a priority. You need to make your why a priority before anything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But you can also, you can prioritize other priorities, you know? So do what you have to do. You have kids, you have school, you have work, you have a spouse, you have dogs. Like, you have to freaking water your plants. Like, do what you have to do, but don't go to bed until you complete what you need to complete for your job. You know what I'm saying? So no, we don't work a 9 to 5 doing this, but your boss is not going to let you leave until you finish what you're supposed to finish, right? I remember when I was waitressing, I would stay, a customer would come in the second that we close. Can I go home? No. Or when I was babysitting and nannying, if they were running late, could I leave the kids? No. I had to finish my job because that's how I got paid, right? And it's the same thing. It's just perspective, right? That's all it is. Cool.
Right. Like, you wouldn't leave your 9 to 5 doing like half your work and just be like, all right, bye. Like, still, like, just go ahead and still pay me my $10 an hour, but I'm not going to do any of the rest of the work.
That's so silly. And so I guess to like finish up a little bit and end this, because I talked a little bit about it on the live today, is like, what are you speaking over like your business? Like, what are you speaking over your life? You know, sometimes it's so easy to be negative, like, and it's so crazy to think, like, if you decided I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to go 1 hour without saying one complaint, I dare you all to try it, because I bet you I would fail. Like, that is crazy. You don't, so many people don't understand what a small complaint like even is. Like, so many of us, you know, like, for an example, my dogs will piss me off and I'm like yelling at them and freaking out, getting anxious. I'm like, Emily, why are you letting your dog get you so anxious? Like, stop complaining. Just like laugh at them and embrace it, right? Don't pull that negative energy or that that force onto you. You know, it's not worth it. But it's the same exact thing with your business. You wouldn't think negative things or say bad things or just give up on a relationship that you want or someone that you love. So it's the same exact thing with your business. What are you thinking? What are you speaking? What are you saying? What are you preaching? What are you manifesting onto your business, right? Okay. All right. I'm going to end it here unless, Janie, you want to finish with anything? You're good. All right. Thank you for getting on. Thank you so much for like coming out and talking. Sometimes we all got to do that. You're freaking amazing. And listen, Janie, you deserve to talk. Like, you're freaking awesome at what you do. You've come so far. You're so deserving. And I'm so freaking happy. Thank you so much for really stepping out of your shell and sharing it, because I'm sure it connected so much with so many people tonight. Elisa's so funny. All right. Thank you guys for getting on. Hope you have a great night. Bye.